here. Now I forgot to actually bring this up, but yeah, you can read this right here. It seems fate clock will make me wait a little longer. At least only less than 10 split minutes remain. This right here is actually what says Magnifique Grammar. This is his last bit of thing. This is the last bit of like his words. So we want to present this. First, take a close look at this diary. Note that a page has clearly been ripped out. What's this? I hadn't noticed that at all. That's why we're still here talking about this. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. I don't believe it! Look at this page. It's hard to imagine that the first visitor that night shot Magnifique Grammari. That's the defense's position. Wait, let me see that. What in Sam Hill? Why, this is the continuation of Victim's Diary. Note the torn edge of the page. It's a perfect match with the torn remains of the last page in Magnifique's diary. Quite remarkable.
Would you care to explain what all this means, Herr Attorney?
The diary continued after his first visitor came, which means that the victim was still alive after Zach Grammari left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. Found it, Grammari! No! No! The handwriting, too, matches that on the other pages. This is, without a doubt, the genuine article. Order, order, order! But wait, that's impossible! That old man couldn't have written that.
Finally! You just couldn't resist, could you, Herr Wright?
Resist what? Presenting solid evidence?
Herr Judge?
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin?
Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness.
But Prosecutor Gavin, this evidence overturns the current witnesses.
I ask only to put it on hold. Please, my new witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor.
Well, if we put it that way, Mr. Wright, what's your take on this? Well, Your Honor, judging from his enthusiasm, we'll have to hear this new testimony sooner or later anyway. So it might as well be sooner. Though this is highly irregular, we'll put the current cross-examination on hold. The witness may step down. Now, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring the surprise witness to the courtroom. I had a bad feeling just then. That ripped out page was too obvious. He must have known. And I should have known it was a bad sign all around. Does this guy look familiar to anybody? Holding trial with no audience is a first even for me, Prosecutor Gavin.
I bet the court's understanding. But I had to make a judiciary deal with the witness to secure his testimony.
A judiciary deal?
The details of his testimony may have some legal ramifications, shall we say. I thought it best to contain the information to this room.
Very well. And you are the witness, I gather. Yes, sir.
State your name and occupation for the record.
My name is Drew Misham. I'm a painter. A painter, and you are somehow related to this case? No, well, not per se.
I have one simple question for this witness. Mr. Misham, was it? Do you know what this is?
Oh, yeah. I know it well. How's that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhere before? Oh, yeah, I mean, I made it. You, what? You made it? Yes, you might call it one of my works.
The regional prosecutor's office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been prepared for the trial of Zach Gramery.
Illegal evidence?
I initiated an investigation and found this witness. A painter to the world at large, Drew Mission has another side, you might say. He is skilled in making perfect reproductions of certain things. Forgeries, in other words.
For forgeries? Well, so we are to understand that this page here is...
A fake, prepared by a certain defense attorney.
Hold it! I didn't prepare this evidence.
Ah, the attorney speaks. Something about this page, I presume, but what is he saying? It makes no sense. After all, it was you who presented this evidence to us, Phoenix, right?
Witness, Mr. Mishant, was it? Who requested this forgery? Who was your client? That, I don't know. What? I'm screwed. Most of my clients prefer to remain anonymous, even to me. I make the items they want and receive my payment. That's the extent of my contact with them. But, there's no proof that this is a fake. It's a fake. Huh? To avoid just this sort of problem, I always put a special mark on my works. I can say without a doubt, this is mine. And I'm screwed. We just lost our attorney badge, folks. Mr. Wright, you have just presented illegal evidence to this court. My court. It was careless of me. That's all I can say. Oh boy. Here. The page we got from her. Screwed us up. We shouldn't have taken this page from her. Yes, folks, this is the page he was talking about that made Prosecutor Gavin freak out in the court 7 years later. Mr. Wright. Yes? Do you have an explanation for yourself? If I did, would the court hear it? Probably not. Forging evidence is a serious crime, and presenting it in court a serious mistake. A fatal mistake for an attorney.
Fatal too, perhaps, for your client, I fear. Tell me, what kind of defendant relies on forged evidence? The answer is quite clear. The guilty one!
Your Honor, wait! I understand that presenting forged evidence in court is a serious crime, but you cannot hold my client responsible for actions I undertook as an individual. I am sorry, Mr. Wright. Your Honor!
Another close call, I dare say. If the prosecutor's office hadn't received that hot tip, everything would have gone the way you wanted it to, yeah? I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to think before embarrassing yourself.
I see no need for further discussion on this matter. Special witness dismissed. Mr. Attorney? Yes? Could I ask your name? Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright, I have seen and studied many people, but none like you. I remember you, Mr. Wright. Well, we've just been totally screwed. Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way, the trial is over. You'll have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal. However, this court must. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Zack? There's one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. It's impossible. I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. I most certainly have the authority to declare a verdict on you, except tell me, how do you plan on announcing your verdict when your defendant does not exist? Doesn't exist? What are you talking about? I am talking about this. He's booking it. Go, Mr. Enigma!
The defendant's escaped! Find him, quick!
Bailiff, close all exits in the building. He booked it, man. On the double. He must not be allowed to escape. He's booking it. That day, in the courtroom, a miracle happened. The defendant, Shady Ignimar, aka Exact Grammar, did not just escape from court. He literally, unbelievably, vanished. Right before the bailiff's eyes. No one ever saw him again, not since that day. This is the Grammar miracle. Ah ha 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 ha! Hope I was editing. Sorry about that, folks. No verdict was declared. After all, the defendant didn't exist. That's how it happened. The child magician Zach Grammari vanished along with him for all eternity. The mysteries that remained behind were all solved, however. But not until 7 years later. Yes, folks, I guess that's it for this episode. I'll see you for the next one. See you guys then.